Welcome to Zonal Board Creations Learning Videos. Our today's topic is how to deal with a control freak. Sometimes, you have a good friend who is very important to you, but you don't like his bossy attitude towards everyone. He thinks he is the only one who can control everything and is a big control freak. But now you need not worry. I'll tell you how to deal with this friend of yours. You need to take care of the things that we will discuss in this video. I'll tell you in detail about dealing with such control freaks. As we all know that a control freak is a person who always tries to dominate other people by giving them orders to control free things, that he is the one who should be prioritized. All the decisions that he makes should be the priority of the other people. If any other people do not accept those orders or the decisions, then the controlled freak people feel very sad or maybe aggressive. This behavior of control freaks makes it very difficult to be around them because of their bossy behavior. And generally, the majority people don't like this bossy behavior of the control freaks. But sometimes, it becomes impossible to get rid of these kind of people, so the only option that we have is to deal with them. And dealing with such a person can be a very difficult and tricky task for us. So, if you are also a person who is having a control freak person around you, then in this article, we will also discuss many different ways to deal with control freaks and get rid of them. 1. Try to know the reason. The first and the most important thing that you have to do before dealing with a control freak person is that you have to first understand what is the reason that the control freak person is showing you his or her bossy attitude. What are the major reasons that are letting the person show this kind of attitudes to you? Or is this the behavior of the person? Because by understanding this, you can easily understand what are the intentions of the person who is continuously trying to dominate you by giving you orders. It is always not the reason that the control freaks just want to dominate you to make you feel inferior and make themselves feel superior. Sometimes it may also be the insecurity that they have for you. 2. Avoid the person as much as you can. If the control freak is continuously showing you his or her bossy attitude, then the most efficient thing that you can use to get rid of them is that you have to start avoiding them. It is the best thing that you can do because it will help you to get rid of that person. There are several things that you can do to avoid the person, like you can easily start avoiding their text messages, and you should oppose them whenever they are showing you their bossy attitude. In this situation, the main objective of you would be to remove yourself from the situation, and the person who is showing you his or her bossy attitude will get affected by this a lot. 3. Praise the controlling person only when it is deserved. Dealing with a control freak person doesn't mean that you have to cut out all your relations with that person. Instead, dealing with a control freak person means that you can also play that controlling person whenever it is needed. Let us see one of the most efficient ways, because by this way, you are not hurting that person, and you are also out of the situation. And that's why praising a control freak person sometimes only when it is deserved could be a very good sign for your future relations with that person. As we all know that the control freak persons may show aggressive or a sentimental attitude towards you whenever you refuse to accept their decisions, so it is the best way that sometimes you praise their controls towards you. 4. Give importance to yourself too. Self-importance has a crucial role whenever you are dealing with a control freak person, because the control freak person always tries to put himself or herself in the first position despite keeping you. So, you also have to know your importance in the relationship. And it does not matter whether the person who is trying to control you or show you bossy attitude is very important for you, but the most important thing for you is that you have to realize that your importance is also very much important in this relationship. This will help you to oppose the person more efficiently. 5. Realize that your value is not derived from that person. Sometimes there may be various reasons and situations where the controlling person who is showing you bossy attitude can be a very important person in your life. But there are many things that you have to realize, like all of your values are not derived from that person. You have a lot to experience in the outer life. And as we all know that the controlling person always prioritizes himself or herself, then you should also start doing the same. If the person is trying to show you a bossy attitude, then you should also oppose the person with the same amount of force that he is showing to you. And by practicing it, you will be able to get rid of the person. 6. Communicate effectively. Effective communication is key when dealing with a control freak. It is important to use I statements and express your feelings in a non-confrontational manner. For example, you can say, "I feel frustrated when you make decisions for me without asking instead of you always make decisions for me and it's annoying." 7. Practice empathy. Understanding the control freak's perspective can be helpful in dealing with them. Try to understand their motivations and fears, and approach the situation from a place of empathy and understanding. 8. Set consequences. If the control freak continues to ignore your boundaries or behave in a controlling manner, it may be necessary to set consequences. For example, you can let them know that if they continue to control your decisions, you will have to limit your time with them. 9. Seek support. Dealing with a control freak can be emotionally draining, so it is important to seek support from friends, family, or a therapist. They can provide an objective perspective and offer helpful advice on how to cope. 10. Consider professional help. In some cases, a control freak may have deeper psychological issues that require professional help. Encourage them to seek therapy or counseling to address their controlling behavior. So, here were some of the most important ways by which you can easily deal with a control freak person, and one thing you should always keep in mind is that if you are not liking the bossy attitude of the control freak person who is with you, then the most initial thing that you should do is that you should go and tell them that you are not liking their attitude, and you should not feel inferior whenever someone is showing you his or her bossy attitude. Instead, you should show them the same attitude with the same force. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you found it informative and inspiring. We have hundreds of such videos on various topics. Please subscribe and visit www.zonalboard.com for more details. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below.